With this shield, you protect yourself and your allies from all forms of incoming damage, creating a window of opportunity to charge forward towards an objective or to briefly fortify your defensive line. Doctor Strange has a difficulty rating of 2, with a pretty simple kit, making him a great choice for beginners and experts alike. In the right hands, this Vanguard can be more than just a frontline shield, creating tricky plays and sneaky traps by taking advantage of his pentagram portal or becoming a deadly bruiser with the proper team composition. Doctor Strange only has a few main abilities, making him pretty simple to learn and maneuver if you're just picking up the game or trying out the Vanguard role. For basic attacks, Doctor Strange can use a triple striking projectile attack, the Daggers of Danat. Strange will cast forward spiraling daggers that can strike enemies 3 times with each of the 8 attack charges. The projectiles have a pretty good range and deal a significant amount of damage, especially if you can land all 3 daggers and critical strikes, but they do have a slower velocity than other projectile attacks in the game, so focus on timing and leading your enemy when casting out. Additionally, Strange has access to a melee strike that can be used with the V key or by clicking the right stick, lashing out in a short area in front of him with an Eldritch Whip. While less powerful than his daggers and significantly stunted in range, the Eldritch Whip is reliable in close proximity and can allow Strange to continue building up dark magic or finish building up the charge for a massive attack, but more on that in just a moment. Players who take Doctor Strange into battle will want to be cautious of his passive, which can be his biggest source of damage to both himself and enemies. This passive, Price of Magic, causes Doctor Strange to build up dark magic as he damages his foes. This dark magic is indicated by the symbol on the heads-up display just beneath the crosshair, as well as the cape on Doctor Strange himself. As Strange continues to attack, this dark magic will build to a point, and if you fail to dispel the magic in time, it will begin to curse Doctor Strange with an anti-heal debuff. Prior to allowing this debuff to set in, players want to take advantage of Doctor Strange's secondary ability, which is his primary source of damage, Maelstrom of Madness. Activated with E on keyboard or R1 or right bumper on console, Maelstrom of Madness causes Strange to expel all the charged dark magic in a massive short-range pulse around him. As Strange builds up dark magic, use this attack to prevent the debuff from Strange's passive as well as to blast away your foes. Players will want to balance charging dark magic as much as possible with proper positioning and timing to maximize effect of this ability, as the Maelstrom deals more damage as more dark magic is released, with maximum damage dealt with dark magic at 100%. The bread and butter of Doctor Strange's kit, the Shield of Seraphim is his primary ability. When activated, the shield will provide a barrier that can absorb up to 800 damage before breaking and needing time to temporarily recharge. Doctor Strange can freely activate this shield without delay, allowing you to quickly transition between attacking and defending. However, if the shield is completely depleted of health, it will need a few moments to recharge and a small cooldown will take effect. Typically, when it is not broken, the shield will begin to restore charge the moment Strange stops using it, so balance blocking damage with the shield while finding gaps in the battle where you can let the shield restore itself prior to being depleted. Having the shield completely break will almost guarantee the enemy team picks up a takedown on you or an ally. Like most characters, Doctor Strange has a movement ability in his kit, the Cloak of Levitation. This ability will cause Strange to lift into the air for a short duration. While this flight capability is not permanent, good Strange players can take advantage of this ability to reach secret vantage points on the battlefield to set up a sneak attack, and with good timing, unleash a devastating attack from above. Since Strange can use his entire kit while airborne, the Cloak of Levitation allows players to engage in different ways rather than just charging the enemy head-on. Take advantage of this levitation capability to get out of battle if you need to escape, or let the Shield of the Seraphim recharge. Don't forget you can ascend further by holding the spacebar, descend with left control, or cancel the levitation altogether by repeating the ability input. The sneakiest attack in Strange's kit is his portal, the Pentagram of Ferala. Initiated with F, triangle, or Y, the pentagram allows Strange to create a portal between almost any 2 points on the current map, allowing you to rapidly move from the spawn area to the defense objective, to flank the enemy team from behind, or even to create a dastardly trap right at the start of the round. After pressing the activation input, immediately use the joystick or WASD keys to create a portal in front of you and begin setting the position of the second portal, or where you want to end up. Use the accept input when ready, or cancel to end the ability. Although if you cancel the pentagram before the portal is opened, the ability will still go on cooldown despite not activating. If you wish to place a portal that does not initiate directly in front of Doctor Strange, simply click to reposition the first portal to a more suitable location before using any movement inputs. After placing the first portal, navigate to the end location and use the accept input to initiate the ability.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
Enemy in front of us.
Oh, Drax is gonna be so mad he missed this.
Reserved for the more dire of situations, Doctor Strange's ultimate ability calls on the power of the Time Stone to open the Eye of Agamotto. Activated with Q or by clicking both joysticks simultaneously, the Eye of Agamotto unleashes a short pulse around Doctor Strange that momentarily separates enemies' souls from their bodies. While trapped in the spirit form, enemies are briefly paralyzed, unable to move or attack. Additionally, enemies can be damaged by attacking both their body and spirit, creating a short window where area of effect damage can be doubled. Doctor Strange does have to charge for just a brief moment between pressing the activation input and the pulse taking effect, so be sure to time your uses of Eye of Agamotto appropriately to ensure maximum effect on the enemy team and to prevent yourself being knocked out during the charging window.
We are undefeatable!
In addition to his standard kit, Doctor Strange has one team-up ability when an ally is playing Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk. When the team-up is activated, Doctor Strange will replace his secondary ability, Maelstrom of Madness, with Gamma Maelstrom. While this team-up doesn't change the function of the ability too much, it does massively boost the damage output when releasing the Gamma energy that is now combined with Strange's dark magic, indicated by the green coloring both on the indicator on the heads-up display and the symbols on Strange's cape.
We are undefeatable!
Because of the general versatility of his kit, Doctor Strange synergizes well in almost any team composition. By combining effective use of his ultimate ability with allies that deal significant area of effect damage, such as Namor or Iron Man, you can easily set up effective team-wipe attacks, or take advantage of a team of long-range snipers such as Black Widow, Hawkeye, Punisher, or Winter Soldier by opening up a portal behind the enemy's backline, creating the perfect sniping vantage point. Since he does not have a way to generate bonus health and becomes highly vulnerable when surrounded, Doctor Strange is most effective when playing offensive objectives, where you are fighting your way towards your opponent. If surrounded or immobilized, Doctor Strange can be quickly taken out of play, making him a rougher option when defending a stationary point in domination or preventing convoy progression. While not the most difficult of the Vanguards to master, players looking to become experts at Doctor Strange will need to come to battle with the brain and skill of the once-famed neurosurgeon turned sorcerer. Players who charge too directly into battle will struggle to keep their shield active, quickly finding themselves unable to defend their team. Players will need to play as a tank, but still play strategically, moving in and out of the front line as appropriate to protect allies and clean up weaker foes in the enemy backline. Be sure to stay out of the fight and save your shield for the right moment to drop in and absorb the most critical damage. Doctor Strange's shield can block almost every ult, including Scarlet Witch's, so be sure to keep that shield at 1 health or above. Waste it and suffer the consequences. Doctor Strange can be a good defender, but keep in mind that his kit is mostly built around outputting damage, specifically in a short area. While Eye of Agamotto can be used to temporarily stun the entire enemy team, its effectiveness goes out the window entirely if you or your team are unable to follow up with the appropriate damage on the separated enemy bodies and spirits. Try building up your dark magic first before sneaking above the enemy team with Cloak of Levitation, canceling the effect to drop directly into their backline, and immediately unleashing an Eye of Agamotto and Maelstrom of Madness combo. Follow up with basic attacks and another Maelstrom as needed. This is an ultimate that really rewards players from tactical use rather than just spamming the ability when things get dire. It is better to die in combat without using the ability and save it for a coordinated attack in a few moments rather than to simply throw the ability out for a momentary enemy stun. Players can also set up some pretty clever traps by taking advantage of Strange's pentagram. In addition to creating massive flanks with your team's damage dealers, Strange can create mazes and traps with the portal that can really mess with the enemy's heads. Not only can you put a portal directly at the spawn gate of the attacking team that throws them directly out of the map, try laying the portal on the ground for a sneaky drop from below. Alternatively, try placing a portal at 2 separate gates, creating an infinite loop back into your enemy spawn. When assaulting and progressing a convoy, try spawning a portal to the edge of the map behind the defending enemies, causing any foes retreating backwards to drop quickly out of the map. If you can really master the timing when conjuring the portal, you can even summon a drop immediately underneath a foe to instantly remove them from the battle. When playing against a Doctor Strange, consider using ranged damage dealers that can both rapidly destroy Strange's shield and lay down significant damage in the short moment if he happens to turn his back. This includes characters such as Punisher, Rocket, Star-Lord, Penny Parker, and Venom, as they can rapidly deal out massive damage before needing to reload, if they need to reload at all. Penny is a particularly good pick against an assaulting Doctor Strange, not only because she excels at defense, but due to an interesting technicality and how her arachno mines function. Since Strange's Shield of Seraphim only blocks incoming threats, and the arachno mines are not lethal until they plant and activate, Penny can send mines through Doctor Strange's shield, allowing her to poke damage at enemies in the back line or any foes who attempt to escape defeat by retreating and taking cover behind Strange. Strange's main defense is directional, making him very vulnerable to 360-degree attacks and flanking tactics. If you are able to surround Doctor Strange with snipers or pull his focus with distractions such as Loki clones or flank attacks, he can be quickly removed from play. Alternatively, diving compositions such as the Spider Team can be effective at breaking through Doctor Strange's defenses, as once surrounded, you force the Doctor Strange to decide which direction to protect. And if damage is coming in from all sides, he will have a really hard time protecting himself and his team. If you are having difficulties when matched against a Doctor Strange, there are 3 big weaknesses in his kit that can be exploited if you learn how to use them to your advantage. The first is, of course, Doctor Strange's passive. While the combination with Maelstrom of Madness makes him a formidable frontline brawler, especially when combined with a solid healing squad, this also creates a gap of effectiveness with Strange's damage output. If you can stay just outside the range of Maelstrom of Madness while still effectively damaging a pursuing Doctor Strange, he will be forced to waste the ability to prevent the anti-heal debuff from activating, forcing Strange to waste his burst damage power ability. The range of Maelstrom of Madness is just slightly larger than the range of Eldritch Whip, so stay out of melee range and keep an eye out for flanks to reduce Strange's damage effectiveness against you. In addition to watching for flanks, such as Strange dropping out of the sky directly above you, remember to keep an ear out for flanks. Learn to recognize the sound of the pentagram of Ferala, as there is a brief moment when the portal is opening that can key you into the fact that the enemy is attempting a flank attack. If you can respond effectively to the activation of Strange's portal, you can take advantage of his second biggest weakness, which is the fact you can also go through and shoot through the portal. Now, typically just going through the portal as an enemy should be avoided, or considered with extreme caution, as it more often than not is a trap leading to an embarrassing fall off the map. However, if the portal is being used as a flanking surprise or to create a window for a sniper to peek through, running through the other side of the portal and popping up on the enemy for your own sneak attack can be pivotal. Be careful not to let the portal close before you can leap back into the battle though, as you may find yourself caught in enemy territory if so. As a safer alternative, consider peppering the portal with long-range area of effect attacks that can disrupt the enemies about to head through.
Subscribe for more videos like this.